Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board, we need approval of the agenda.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I will now turn it over to Vice Chair Kathy Heintel for the John H. Crowder Service Award.
Sorry. The late John H. Crowder spent more than 30 years serving the children of Union County. As a living tribute to him and his legacy, the Union County Board of Education awards the John H. Crowder Service Award every month to an outstanding high school student making a difference in their school and community. Students who receive this award are not only academically successful, but also have an established history of community service. Like to stand up. Thanks. Tonight, we award the John H. Crowder Service Award for May to a recent graduate at Central Academy of Technology and the Arts. I would say CATA, sorry. Caleb Patrick Huff was a proud member of CATA's Medical Academy and is a decorated and committed Boy Scout, having earned the Order of the Arrow and the Eagle Scout honors. Caleb was CATA's varsity swim captain for the past 2 years. His incredible ability to develop community among his teammates contributed to the young team's success and significant presence in the Rocky River Conference, Western 3A Regionals, and the North Carolina 3A State Championship meet. Caleb was a founding member of the CATA's K-9 Club and served as its president for 2 years. In addition to several donations to local pet shelters, this animal-loving group, led by Caleb, donated funds to purchase police safety vests for local law enforcement's canine units. As part of his Eagle Scout project, he combined his love of hounds and badges by designing and manufacturing boxes for the Matthews Police Department Drug Canine Unit, saving them thousands of dollars. Caleb plans to study human biology at North Carolina State University this fall. Congratulations on your graduation, and board members, please join me in congratulating Caleb Huff as the May 2022 recipient of the John H. Crowder Service Award. That's great. Thank you so much. Okay. Sarah, want to come up? Tonight, we award the John H. Crowder Service Award for June to a graduate at Cuthbertson High School. Sarah Baldwin was an outstanding high school student who demonstrated academic excellence and actively served in her school and community. Sarah competed in athletics as a varsity cheer captain and a competitive gymnast in a state, regional, and national competitions. That's amazing. She was a member of Beta Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, National Honor Society, Student Council, International Thespian Society officer, Principal Advisory Board, and President of the Bridge the Gap at Cuthbertson. You were very involved. Sarah has involved in the children's ministry at her church, tutored students, and provided meals for the homeless. She has also brought joy and kindness to assisted living residents through entertainment and activities. Even during COVID, her community service continued by writing and handing out personalized cards to the facility residents. Sarah is the example of the real spirit of a Cavalier. Sarah plans to attend Washington University. Congratulations on your graduation. Board members, please join me in congratulating Sarah Baldwin as the June 2022 recipient of the John H. Crowder Service Award. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I think we should have 2 students with us every month.
I know, it's so nice. Such great students here.
Good evening. We are pleased to recognize 2 outstanding employees who have been named the UCPS Influencers for June 2022. This program celebrates the passion, dedication, and hard work of UCPS employees. Each month, our staff members, students, families, and community members nominate a UCPS employee to be recognized for the positive influences they have had on our organization. Tonight, I am honored to present Mr. Mark Pooler, a science teacher at Weddington High, and Ms. Heather Millis, an exceptional children's assistant for Forest Hills High School. I will now invite our nominators to the podium to read their submissions and recognize our honorees' accomplishments.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Crafson, and I have the privilege of being the principal at Weddington High School. Tonight, I will be reading the nomination from one of our students, Adam at Cosionis, who could not be here tonight. Mr. Pooler, can you please join us up here? So as the student, this is Adam wrote this about Mr. Pooler. Thank you, Mr. Pooler, for being my favorite and most fun teacher I have had this year. You have taught me a lot about astronomy and life as a bonus. I liked how you would make jokes with everyone in the class without making anyone feel excluded. I also enjoyed the subject itself and how you taught it. Though it was a lot of work, it was taught well. Congratulations. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Kevin Plew, the principal at Forest Hills High School. I am pleased to present Ms. Heather Millis with this award tonight. The person who nominated her would like to remain anonymous, so I will be reading the submission. Ms. Millis is willing to do whatever it takes for anyone every day. She is an exceptional children assistant, but has just stepped into our exceptional children testing facilitator role. Ms. Millis takes the students to their work sites, coaches sports, and steps up to help anyone that needs help with their job. Recently, she ran the media center in the absence of our media coordinator. She is a jack of all trades and uses that to help others. In all my years at Forest Hills, I have never seen someone as flexible in her work environment and so willing to help out others outside of her job title and expectations.
I am proud to say that I was Heather's assistant principal back in the day. That's awesome. Happy to see you're up here. You did it. You did it. There you go. There you go. I will now read the UCPS Influencers proclamation from the Board of Education and Dr. Houlihan. Whereas the Union County Board of Education values the hard work of each employee within the district. Whereas performance is an essential part the district operations, whereas Mark Pooler and Heather Millis exemplify the performance, dedication, and teamwork essential to the success of the district and its students. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Education and Dr. Andrew G. Houlihan, hereby proclaim Mark Pooler and Heather Millis as the UCPS influencers for the month of June 2022. Congratulations.
Bye, everyone. Happy summer. Okay, that brings us to public comments. At every regular meeting of the board, up to 60 minutes have been allotted for public comments. The board will not respond to public comments. However, a member may ask that the chair obtain clarification. Residents, parents, students, and employees of the district will receive priority on the list of speakers. If a speaker is not present when his or her name is called, the opportunity to speak will be considered waived. Only persons signed up may speak. Speakers may not give their time to another person or have someone speak on their behalf. Speakers may address the board for a maximum of 3 minutes. The board will not hear in open session complaints about the performance of school personnel, personnel issues, or confidential student issues. Should a speaker wish to seek information or share items that may not be shared during public comments, our staff are available to address your concerns or provide information. Dr. Brad Breedlove, Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Bashawn Harris, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Colin Moore, Assistant Superintendent for Administration and Operations, and Jared McCraw, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, are here to assist. The first speaker we have is Sean Goins.
Hey, how are y'all doing tonight? So I'm here to voice a couple of concerns. I have a daughter who is in Piedmont Middle School. She will be a 7th grader. I also have a son that will be in New Salem this year as well. I never really saw myself coming to one of these things to do any of this. So my daughter was recently given a book about end of May to do a report on by her English teacher. The book is called Gracefully Grayson. It has some things that made her and some other students uncomfortable. It's about a 4-year-old boy who feels different. His parents were involved in a car wreck, and he comes out at 12 years old as being transgender, right? These kids are going through some issues like puberty, things of that nature, okay? And it confuses them a little more. It's a hard question to answer. Why is my teacher telling me this? Dad, why haven't you explained this to me? That's an at-home conversation, not for the school to be given a report on for another student to do, right? To me and several other parents of the county, that is a opening to different things that we're seeing happen across the country, as in, what happened in Dallas over the weekend with Drag Your Kid to Pride, and they were at a gay strip club bar kind of deal, and they had dancers, and they were having the kids give dollar bills and things like that, right? So that's it. It feels like a gateway to opening to things like that. There are a lot of concerns with it, and questions I have are, why, who is approving these books? Why are they getting through the cracks if they're not supposed to be approved? And it also doesn't teach true anatomy, true science, true biology. Okay, it's misleading in how I feel, and several other parents as well. Okay, with this, there are other issues that could arise. Look, I have no problem with whatever. Okay, the issue is there have been cover-ups of things, not in this county. I'm just using examples. Loudoun County is going to be a great example. Up in Virginia, what happened earlier in the year. Okay, a male student said he was a female, dressed raped another female student in the bathroom. They transferred him to another school, figuring it's going to solve a problem. He repeated himself again. So what we, as a couple of parents, when I say we in the county, want to know is, are we going to have this issue keep coming up, or is this something that's not going to happen in the county? It's a prominently conservative county. So kind of where we're at with it.
Madam Chair, I'd like a clarification if I could, please. Could you repeat the name of the book?
Gracefully Grayson?
Gracefully
Grayson.
Grayson?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's Gracefully. Yeah, GRACEFULLY. Grayson. GRAYSON.
And Madam Chair, I wonder if the speaker, did you bring this to the attention of the principal?
Yes,
when you found out about it?
as soon as I found out about it, I had to sit down with the assistant principal, and he's the one who helped me set up the time to come and show me that I could speak at the meeting.
Well, I meant more immediately. Did they respond as far as giving your child a waiver from having to utilize that
He
book
pulled
for
the
a
book
report?
from the class.
I'm sorry?
He pulled the book from the class.
Okay.
But this is one of the reasons I'm here is just because this is just one book of I don't know how many.
And I would like to clarify, you mentioned 2 different schools, and I apologize, I may have mixed them up. Did this happen at Piedmont Middle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
My
Because-
son will be starting in New Salem in the fall.
okay, gotcha.
So
Okay.
I have one more question. This was a classroom book or from the library, or was
Uh,
everybody reading it in the same classroom?
No, so it was not everybody in the class. There were, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 3 different groups that were given 3 different books, and my daughter's group was given this book, and throughout the other classes as well.
The details are important, so thank you for
You're
that.
welcome. And like I said, I'm not 100% sure if it was just something that was in the library, but it was approved by school board.
It was not approved by
It
the
was not
school
approved by
board.
the school board.
It was not approved by the school board.
No.
I was told that it was.
No.
Yeah, I was told that any book that has been in the system and that book was approved by the school board, and that if I had any concerns, I was sent a link that I could see what books were approved, and this one was one that was approved, and that was from the assistant principal.
We'll take care of that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here tonight. Our next speaker is Amanda Smith.
Good evening, everyone. It's difficult for me to be here. I'm sorry. My heart is broken over what happened in Uvalde. I cried for days. The shooting, still to this day, I keep picturing it being our children, our teachers, our school. We can't evade evil entirely, but we can implement additional security measures. Active shooter scenarios are becoming a common occurrence and offenders more brazen. We live in a scary world, and schools should be a safe haven for our children and staff. I am both a military police and civilian police officer veteran and know that there's more that we can do to keep our children and staff safe. I propose additional law enforcement presence at our schools. I suggest a minimum of 3 officers Monday through Friday to ensure the safety of our children and staff. If resources are a concern, because I do understand that funding is a complication, I suggest reaching out to the community for qualified volunteers to become auxiliary officers. Auxiliary police officers are civilians who are trained by the police. They perform police functions, but they're not paid. They are, in fact, volunteers. Based on my training and background, I'd be happy to volunteer. Perhaps others would too. The safety and protection of our schools is top of mind, and I'm sure that is the same amongst all parents. With 3 officers at the school, you could post 1 at the front, 1 at the rear, and you can have 1 mobile. The mobile officer ideally would complete security checks throughout the property. Those security checks would include ensuring exterior doors and windows are locked and secured at all times. No trespassers are on school grounds, prowlers walking around the gates around our playgrounds, because I've seen that at Poplin Elementary. There are people that walk up to the gates around the playground. In closure, there are things we can do outside of gun legislation to keep our schools safe for our children and staff. Thank you for your time.
Thank you
Madam-
very much.
Madam Chair, I just want to say thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the officers that are here as well.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your time.
Mhm. Our final speaker is Mary Kittner.
Hi, good evening. I'm here tonight on behalf of student athletes and their families regarding the situation at our school. Our families have been disrespected and disregarded by UCPS as we have been advocating for our children. The school and the district office have chosen to minimize our situation and have chosen to prioritize staff over the well-being of our students. You continue to allow this throughout the remainder of the school year. Here's a quick refresher for some BOE core values: leadership, customer-driven quality, results orientation, continuous improvement. Under fast response, you have responding quickly to the student requests is also essential, etc. Students and departments must be committed to simplifying and shortening work processes to achieve major improvements in response time. There's been minimal response, if any response, from anyone at the district office unless it has been initiated by a parent. We continue to be brushed off and told that things take time. Under fairness and equity, all students, staff, and stakeholders shall be treated fairly and without regard to race, color, gender, age. Which leads me to the UCPS policies, specifically 4-7 and 3-7 for students and personnel, which states, the board believes that all employees and students should be free of racism, unlawful discrimination, including harassment and bullying, as part of a safe, orderly, and inviting working and learning environment. Number 3 is retaliation prohibited. The board prohibits reprisal or retaliation against any person for reporting or intending to report violations of this policy. These policies have been violated. Now let's look at some mental health concerns. Under item G, the board and staff believe that promoting mental health and meeting the mental health needs of students not only increases student achievement, but also enhances school safety. How are students to speak up when they see injustices in front of their eyes, but nothing has been done to protect them? All students should be able to walk into the school, a safe environment, regardless of their race, ethnicity, or religion. This also extends to students participating in sports. The information is also stated in the Student Athletics Handbook, and there's a code of ethics for students and coaches. This will continue to be violated unless UCPS makes a priority to address these issues. Students need to feel to be heard. Do you know the statistics on student athlete suicides? Just in March and April of this year, 5 athletes died by suicide. The families and I are forever grateful and relieved that our sons did not become a victim to that statistic. Our athletes bonded together and protected each other. The parents have been patient. We want to protect, advocate for our children, especially those who are in abusive situations, supposedly from trusted teachers, mentors, and coaches. Each of you will receive an email with more detailed information by tomorrow morning, and I trust that you'll follow through with best practices, guidelines, and policies, and we're more than willing to meet with you. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to confirm that everyone who signed up to speak has been called tonight. Okay? Cuthbertson High School. Or it says Cuthbertson Sports. High school. Okay. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to approving the open session meeting minutes from May 3rd.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Next, we have the consent agenda.
So moved.
I trust that every board member has read through every one of these. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And that brings us to the superintendent's report. Dr. Houlihan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, board members, and good evening, Team UCPS. School is officially out for summer, and I want to say on behalf of our entire team and board, thank you to all of our employees, our teachers, our staff members, our principals, and our students for a wonderful school year. I'm so very proud of our accomplishments and all of the success that we have had this year. We hope you have a wonderful summer break, and we will see you back in August. Our country is still trying to heal from the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Our hearts and prayers are certainly with that community during this difficult time. We have taken this opportunity to continue to reflect on all things safety and security across all UCPS buildings. I want the board and the public to know that I have directed staff recently to begin the process of conducting safety audits or finding possibly a third party to come in and evaluate the physical safety conditions of all 53 of our schools. I also want you all to know that recently this week, members of our board and I attended our Board of County Commissioners meeting, calling on the county commissioners to add an increase of funding to the Union County Sheriff's Office for the purpose of over the next 3 to 4 years expanding our SRO program. Our SRO program in this county, in my opinion, is one of the best in the entire state of North Carolina, if not the country. And our officers go above and beyond every single day for our kids, for our teachers, and for our families. Our goal in UCPS is to get to a 1-to-1 ratio across all schools. We are currently there in middle and high schools, but not elementaries. And I am strongly advocating that our county leadership allocate funds to the sheriff's office and or to local municipalities for the purpose of expanding that program immediately. Mr. McGraw and I are also meeting with the municipalities' chiefs of police. And I want to say thank you to the towns of Stallings, the city of Monroe, and the town of Waxhaw for your openness to this discussion and for your sense of proactiveness and agreement that this is the direction we need to take across Union County. So I want to conclude that position by saying that the safety and security of our teachers and our staff and our students will continue to remain the #1 priority. And we are going to do all we can this summer to make sure that when that first day of school opens next year and throughout every day of the next school year, we have done absolutely everything we can do to protect our children and our staff. It is the most wonderful time of the year because it is graduation season. I want to say congratulations to the class of 22 and to all of our graduates. We have held 13 graduations over the past month, and the last one concluded this evening with Wolf. Our students this year, or over the course of the last 4 years, these graduates experienced life in a completely different way. During the pandemic, they were focused and determined to stay on track. So congratulations to all of our graduates, their families, teachers, and staff. And finally, we are excited to continue a UCPS tradition next week. The mobile book bus will be rolling through Union County, visiting summer camps and communities beginning this Monday. As a reminder, this bus serves elementary age students to help build their home libraries. A big shout out to Promising Pages, one of our community partners, for donating, and our community for donating books to stock the bus this summer. To find the schedule, please visit the UCPS website and click on Explore, then Academics, or follow us on social media. Board members, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Comments from board members?
I have one on the graduation. It's a huge shout out to our SROs, law enforcement, staff, teachers, principals, facilities, technology, everybody that put in the time to make them amazing. Each and every one of them went great, and I can't say enough thank you to everybody for what we put on this last couple days. I know it was early days and late nights, so thank you very much.
Madam Chair, I just want to say to the parents of the students at UCPS, thank you for listening to us when we said send in your concerns. And that has helped us to be better responders of your concerns. And it has helped us to have a great year. And I just second what the Vice Chair has said.
Okay, if there are no other board comments, announcements.
Facilities Committee, sorry, Facilities Committee will meet on June 22nd at 9 a.m. via Zoom. The Finance Committee will meet on June 21st, 9 a.m. via Zoom.
9.
Is that going to be a problem? We can change it. We'll talk. We have to talk to Joe too to see where, what?
Policies at 8 that same day on the 21st.
Yeah. We can move it if we have to. It's no problem.
No, 9's no problem.
Okay, well, we have to ask everybody, but yes, that's where we are right now. Sorry.
Will policy be via Zoom?
Yes.
You said policy is at 8.
Yes, sir.
Can we switch with the 9 o'clock?
The Strategic Planning, Technology, and Transportation Committee is scheduled to meet June 22nd via, at 7:30 via Zoom.
And curriculum will meet on the 16th, 10 a.m., also via Zoom.
And Panel C has appeals on the 23rd. So that would be Joe, me, Sarah. So put that on your calendar. That's all I have, sorry.
Okay, if there are no other announcements, I will accept the motion to adjourn.
So move.
All those in favor, say
Aye.
aye. Aye. Thank you.